Hello everyone, so today I'll be showing you how you can crochet this granny square. I did take inspiration from a couple of pictures from Pinterest, so I didn't necessarily make this pattern myself, but I did come up with different colour combinations and different stitch combinations that I like to use instead. So you'll need 4 different colours of yarn. You'll need one for the border and for the actual pouch colour itself, one for the leaves, one for the petals, and one for the middle of the flower. You also need a pair of scissors, and I'll be using a size 4.5mm crochet hook. Before I start the video, I wanted to let you know that I'm making this bag with a 4.5mm crochet hook. The reason why these two bags are different size, even though I use the same yarn, is because I made this bag with a 3.5mm crochet hook. As you may have seen on my TikTok, it's quite mini, it's smaller than my hand. However, this is practically the same size. I will give you the measurements for both pouches in my description box. To crochet hook to crochet this together, or a 4.5mm crochet hook. The yarn I use is double knit yarn, so I am using a 4.5 crochet hook anyway. So to start off, you want to go ahead and make a magic circle, and for round 1 we will go ahead and chain 3, so 1, 2 and 3. This chain 3 will count as our first double crochet of the round. For round 1 we want to have a total of 16 double crochets, so we'll crochet 15 more double crochets. To double crochet, I'm going to yarn over, go into that magic circle, and I'm making sure I have my tail end on the left hand side so I can crochet over the tail end as well. So I've yarned over, I've gone into my magic circle, I'm going to yarn over and pull the loop through, yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops of my hook, and yarn over and pull through the second 2 loops on my hook, just like so. So again, I'm going to yarn over, go into that magic circle, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on my hook, and yarn over and pull through those second 2 loops on my hook, just like so. So including that chain 3, I so far have a total of 3 double crochets. So I'm going to go ahead and make my 4th double crochet, and my 5th double crochet, and my 6th, and you want to just keep on doing this, keep on making your double crochets into the magic circle until you get up to 16 double crochets. You can go ahead and pause the video now and I'll see you there. So I've just completed my 16th double crochet, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that tail end and pull it while holding down onto my work to make that magic circle smaller. Now that we finished the row, I'm going to go into the top of that chain 3 that we made at the start of the round, so you can kind of see that top loop there. I'm going to go ahead and make a slip stitch into that top of the chain. Next, I'm going to find where that chain 3 is and where that first double crochet of the round is. Sorry, I'm not sure if this is focusing properly. So I'm going to go in between that chain 3 and that first double crochet, just like so, and I'm going to go ahead and make another slip stitch. And now it's time for us to change colours. So everyone has different ways of changing colours, but this is how I like to do mine. So what I'm going to do is just put my work flat, and I'm going to just cut off a decent tail, like so. Oops, it's not that long, it's like as long as my finger. And I'm going to get my next colour yarn, which is pink, or whatever colour you want to do for the petals. And what I like to do is I like to go ahead and make a slip knot with my next colour, just like so. I'll get my hook, loop that through, and then I'll pull that loop through the yellow yarn, just like so. And then I'll just turn my work upside down and kind of tie the ends together at in the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten the loop first on my hook. So I'm going to tighten the yellow loop first, so the loop of my previous colour. And then I'm going to tighten that loop of my pink yarn. So tighten the loop of your second colour. And then I'm going to tie the 2 tail ends together. Don't start tying in your magic circle tail end in by accident. I've done that before. And I'm going to just make a double knot to make everything nice and secure. And now that I've changed colours, we can go ahead and start round 2. Okay. So to start round 2, whenever I change colours, I like to make a slip stitch into the same stitch I'm working in, because I just personally think it makes it neater. I don't really think it makes a difference to your crochet work, but I'm just going to go ahead and make a slip stitch into that same stitch. So what I mean by stitch is I'm going in between that chain 3 and that first double crochet of the round. I'm not going into the actual stitch itself, I'm going in between the stitches, just like so. You don't have to do this, by the way. You can just skip straight to the chain 3. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and I'm going to just pull on the tail ends to get that thing out of the way. There we go. So now again, just like always, this chain 3 will count as a double crochet. This row will consist of double crochet 2 togethers. So for this one, what we're going to do for this first double crochet 2 together, since we are starting with a chain 3, I'm going to go ahead and make a double crochet in that same space, just like so. Now we're going to chain 1. Now in that next space, so in that next space between these 2 stitches of the previous round, I'm going to go into there and make my double crochet 2 together. So to make a double crochet 2 together, you're going to yarn over, go into that space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on my hook, or your hook, and then what you're going to do is yarn over, go back into that same space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on your hook, and yarn over and go ahead and pull through those 3 loops left on your hook, just like so. And that's how you do a double crochet 2 together. Now I'm going to go ahead and chain 2, so 1 and 2. Next I'm going to go into the next space between these 2 double crochets of the previous round and make my second double crochet 2 together. So I'm going to yarn over, go into that next space between these 2 double crochets, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on my hook, yarn over, go back into that space again, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through those last 3 loops on my hook, just like so. So between these 2 double crochet 2 togethers, we chain 2. Now we're going to chain 1. Again, go into that next space and make another 2 double crochet 2 together, or sorry, 1 double crochet 2 together, just like so. Now I'm going to chain 2. Again, in that next space, make another double crochet 2 together, and then I'm going to chain 1, and we basically just repeat that all the way around. So we do a double crochet 2 together in one space, chain 1, double crochet 2 together in the next space, chain 2, and we'll alternate between chaining 1 and chaining 2 between each of our double crochet 2 together. And by the end of the row, you should have 16 of chain 2 gaps and 16 chain 1 gaps. And I'll see you at the end of the row, so you just want to carry it on until you finish, so feel free to pause the video now. So because we started the row with a double crochet 2 together, chain 1, we should end the row with a double crochet 2 together, chain 2. And I'm just going to go into the top of that chain 3 that you see that we made at the start of the round, and I'm going to go ahead and make my slip stitch into that top chain, just like so. And now I'm going to slip stitch straight into this chain 1 space, just like so. So now for this next round, what I'm going to go ahead and do is, since we are in the chain 1 space, I'm going to chain 1 and make a single crochet in the same space. So to make a single crochet, I'm going to go into that chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops that I have on my hook. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to yarn over and make a double crochet in this chain 2 space. So to make a double crochet, we yarn over, go into that chain 2 space, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and pull through these 3 loops on my hook all in one go. Now that I've made my double crochet, now that I've made my half double crochet, I'm going to make 2 double crochets in the same chain 2 space. So 1, 2, and now I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to go back into that chain 2 space and repeat. So I'm going to make 2 double crochets in the same space, 1 and 2, and I'm going to make 1 half double crochet in that same space, just like so. This is what it should look like. Next, into this next chain 1 space, I'm going to make 1 single crochet, just like so. And then again, in this next chain 2 space, I'm going to make a half double crochet. I'm going to make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to go back into that same chain 2 space and make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. and a half double crochet. And this is what it should look like as you crochet along for this row. So into that next chain 1 space, like always, I'm going to make a single crochet, and then in the next chain 2 space, I'm going to carry on and repeat with half double crochet, go back into that same chain 2 space and make 2 double crochets. I'm going to chain 1, go back into that same space and make 2 more double crochets, and go back into that same space one more time to make 1 half double crochet. And then again, I'm going to go into this space here and make a single crochet. And what you want to do is you want to kind of repeat that all the way around. So in every chain 2 space, you'll make a half double crochet, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, half double crochet, and in every chain 1 space, you'll make 1 single crochet. Feel free to pause the video now and I'll see you at the end of the round. So now I'm just finishing up in my last chain 2 space. I'm going to make my last 2 double crochets and my last half double crochet of this round. And since we started off with a single crochet, we don't have to do another single crochet in this chain 1 space. We can just go ahead into that single crochet and make a slip stitch, just like so. And now it's time for another color change. Okay, so to start off for this row, what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And now, because we're trying to form a corner here to kind of square off our work, I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to go back into that same single crochet and make a double crochet, just like so. And now I'm going to chain 2, 1, and 2. And again, I'm going to go back into that same single crochet and make 2 more double crochets into that same stitch. So 1 and 2. Now that we've done that, I'm going to go ahead and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now that I've chained 4, I'm going to yarn over and go into the single crochet and make a double crochet. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and make another chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. When you chain 4, don't pull too tight, otherwise it'll cause your work to kind of curl up. Now in that next single crochet, if you can kind of see it here, I'm going to go ahead and make 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. So I'm going to go into that stitch, oops, and make 2 double crochets, 1, go back into that same stitch and make my second double crochet. Now I'm going to chain 2, 1, and 2, go back into that same stitch again and make 2 more double crochets. Now I'm going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now I'm going to just unravel my yarn a little bit. Okay, again, we're just going to repeat what we did here. So after we've done our chain 4, we're going to make a double crochet into that next single crochet. And then again, we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then in that next stitch, we're going to make another corner. So I'm going to make 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Then I'm going to chain 2. And then again, into that same stitch, I'm going to make 2 more double crochets. So for this row, we're basically just repeating our chain 4, double crochet, chain 4 corner. So far for this row, all we have left to do is a chain 4, double crochet, chain 4, 2 double crochet, chain 2 double crochet, and then again, chain 4, double crochet, chain 4, and then we are ready to slip stitch to this corner. And you can go ahead and pause the video now and I'll see you at the end of the round. Okay, so I've just completed my last chain 4 of the round. And I'm going to go ahead and find that first chain 3 that we made at the start of this round, and I'm going to go ahead into that top of that chain. So now that I slip stitch into that chain, we're going to go ahead and change colours. So to start this row, we're going to chain 3 like always, 1, 2, and 3. And the chain 3s of the start of our rows always count as a double crochet. And now what I'm going to do is oh yeah, keep in mind I am crocheting over my tail ends to kind of keep it all weaved in, as you can kind of see here and here. So now what we're going to do is this chain 3 counts as our first double crochet of the row, and for this round I'm going to go into each of the double crochets. So I'm not going to go in between the stitches, but I'm going to go into the top of the stitch, so just like so, and I'm going to make a double crochet. And now in this chain 2 space I'm going to make 2 double crochets, 1, go back into that chain 2 space, and 2. I'm going to go ahead and chain 2 again, so 1, 2. So now I'm going to go back into that chain 2 space and make 2 more double crochets, so 1, go back into that same space and make my second double crochet. And now I'm going to go into the top of the next stitch, so just into that stitch there, and make my next double crochet. And then I'll do that again for the next stitch, so I'm going into the top and I'm making my next double crochet. And now for this chain 4, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 4 double crochets into the chain 4 space. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what we're going to do is we're going to skip this double crochet stitch, and we're going to go ahead and make another 4 double crochets in this chain 4 space. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like so. And then again, what I'm going to do into that next space, into the next stitch, I'm going to make a double crochet. And watch how I'm going into the top of the stitch, not in between the stitches. So 1, and then I'm going to go into the next stitch and make my second double crochet. And now, like we did before, I'm going to go into that chain 2 space, make 2 double crochets, 1, now 2, and now I'm going to chain 2, 1 and 2, go back into that chain 2 space and make 2 more double crochets. So 1 and 2, and just to finish that corner up, I'm going to go into the top of this double crochet here and make 1 double crochet, and again into the top of this next stitch and make 1 more double crochet. And just like that for this round, what we're going to carry on to do next is make 4 double crochets in the chain 4 space, make another 4 double crochets in the next chain 4 space, and then repeat what we did for the corners. So double crochet into each stitch. In the corner in the chain 2, make 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, double crochet into each stitch, and then again make 4 double crochets into the next chain 4s, and you kind of just want to repeat that all the way around, and I'll see you at the end of the round. Now I've just done my last 4 double crochets in that chain 4 space, and what I'm going to go ahead and do is just slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 that we made at the start of the round, just like so. And we have finished our square. And now you can go ahead and tie off and weave in all your ends. When I weave in my ends, I like to hot glue my ends down as well to the back of the granny square. And you can also always go ahead and make this into anything you want. I made my granny squares into pouches, and I made 2 matching ones for Mother's Day. You can also make them into cardigans, little bag, or anything you want. They're so versatile and so cute to make. Thank you for watching. I hope this shortened tutorial helped.